1985, #1 Iowa taking on #2 Michigan. Gosh, I was in college then. I was going to Coe College 30 miles up the road, but I was working for a local television station. So it was the biggest game I've ever covered. Iowa winds up winning on a last-second field goal by Rob Houtman, 12-10. I was in the end zone with a camera because you had to do everything back then, and I'm shooting the field goal, and it goes up like that. It goes through for Iowa to win. I come back down, and there's nothing but the back of people's heads. Everybody had rushed the field. It was as crazy a moment, and I was caught right in the middle of it. And I said at that point, I think I want to be involved in sports for the rest of my life. Seahawks beating the Packers in the NFC Championship game at the end of the 2014 season, January of 2015. And that was a game where the Packers had the big lead. The Seattle Seahawks had to come back just to tie it with a 2-point conversion late in the fourth quarter, and then wound up winning in overtime. Seattle has the loudest fans maybe in all of the National Football League, but I've never heard them as loud as they were at that moment on that day. Super Bowl 54, the Chiefs beating the 49ers. Kansas City had already come back from being 10 points down in the second half to take the lead, but when Damian Williams ran that ball that really sealed the game, usually the Super Bowl, the crowd's about 50-50 or still corporate. You can't really tell the difference. That was a Kansas City crowd, and they made sure you heard it. 1996 World Series, Charlie Hayes catches the final out for the Yankees. Mark Lemke had to pop up for the Braves, and I grew up a Braves fan. They won the first 2 games, and I'm thinking they're going to win the World Series, but I'm working in local TV in New York. The Yankees come back and win the next 4, and when Hayes closed his glove to clinch that series, that stadium was as loud as any place I've ever been, because it was the first time in 18 years they had won a World Series, and they were the New York Yankees. That got that run started of 4 World Championships in 5 years. La Bombonera in Buenos Aires. Now, this is the home of Boca Juniors, and the match that I was there for, they were playing River Plate. That's like the Yankees and the Red Sox, the Packers and the Bears. But this has like class rivalry, neighborhood rivalry, all of this wrapped into one. There's only 50,000 seats in the place, but it sounded like there were 200,000, and they just go from the opening kick till the end of the match. Just noise, vibration. The stadium was doing this as I'm standing in it. And I'm like, there's no place I've ever been like this. And I was in the upper deck bleachers, which you think would be quieter and a little bit calmer. It was nuts. At one point, is this an earthquake? No, this is just the crowd there. They called them La Dolce, which means 12th or 12th man, basically. I think they had the 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. It was a one-sided affair.